Hey guys, welcome. This is the well anticipated What is Trading Simplified video. This video I've got a lot of requests on, so we're going to make this video nice, short, and sweet, and collected. We're not going to go too deep into the far big things, but I am going to teach you guys what is trading, what is the basics of trading, and everything that you will need to know to get started as a beginner. What is trading? Now I'll break these down into a couple little things. Taking one, what it is. 2, how to begin. 3, what should we make the third one? Psychology. That's a good one. Psychology is a big thing in trading that we need. Psychology. And why. Right? The why is going to vary only because the why essentially is my own personal bias. For example, trading could work for me, but trading doesn't have to work for everybody, and that's the beauty of trading. Right, but let's go into one. What is trading? So trading is basically buying, or number one, I'm gonna say buying, placing a bet to see where price is going to go. So you might see a lot of people pull up this format of trading right here. If you ever seen videos of people trading, they most likely have something like this, right? This is not what I trade, however. I can make a video about that, but I will make a video on what I know best that I do personally. What I do is something called options trading. What is options trading? Options trading is buying a contract that tells us, I'm not gonna tell this. Buying contract to predict which direction we want price to go and its time. That is a lot. Alright, yeah, we'll put on the left side of the screen. That way my face cam is not covering it too much. Now let's get into the basics of options trading just a little bit. I'm gonna get into two major things. It's called puts, it's called calls. Think of puts and calls as longs and shorts if you guys are familiar with that term. Or think about it as bullish and bearish. Right, so we'll write a couple things. Bullish, this means price, oh no, sorry, we're on puts. Yeah, puts is bearish. Bearish. This would mean price going down. Now for calls, I'm going to put bullish. If you guys are familiar with economics, you guys know what this term means, but it's completely fine if you don't. That's why I'm making the video, to educate everybody and anybody on it. Price going up. Alright, so pretty clean, pretty simple. When options trading, the beauty, what I love about options trading is it can be any time span of your choice. What I mean by this is contracts expire same day, next day, next week, or month. We have the beauty to choose what we want. And that's why I love options trading so much, because I feel like options trading is the most beginner friendly way to do it. Because if you look at something like this, where we see SPY and we see this thing pop up on the screen, you have USD, you have balance, you have risk USD, you have risk balance, and that can be a lot and really complicated for someone who's first time getting into this. Just because options trading is my favorite doesn't mean it doesn't work. People make insanely big money on options trading. It's just a bet, and the closer you are to your goal amount is the more money you receive. I'll do a little drawing for you guys so you guys can tell. So price right now with SPY is at 679. Right, 679. Say we want price to go up to 690. Right, and then I'm gonna say we want this to happen in 2 weeks. I want that to happen in 2 weeks. But say for example, price comes up to 685 in 3 days. Say price comes up to 685 in 3 days. Our contract price, so say we bought this, say the price that we bought this at was $80. This is just an example. This is clearly an example. Say the price that we bought this at was $80. This is an example of a call. So I'll title this a call so you guys can tell. This is a call. Right? So basically saying we bought a call, which means we bought a contract, saying that okay, we want price to go from $679 to $690 in 2 weeks for $80. But say we hit $685 in 4 days. This can or cannot happen, we don't know. Right? Say it hits that amount of money in 4 days. Our contract price, since our price is closer to our goal amount in a less time frame, we can expect this price to almost double or triple, right? Now that's the new equivalent worth of that contract. It's like buying and selling a pair of shoes. The closer you are to your goal in the least amount of time, the more money you will make. The closer you are to your goal in general, the more money you will make. The reason why I do this on the daily time frame, and the reason why I do this day to day, is because we have high volatilities during the day. And let's say, for example, I want to buy a call. All right, price is at 680, and I have, based on all my predictions, based off all my confluences, how I trade, what the chart tells me, 685 looks like a good point for price to get. Say I buy that 685 call at $120, and it gets to 685, then I can sell it for like 250. I can sell it for a lot of money. That's what contracts are. That's what options trading is. That's why I love options trading so much. And we can do this exact same thing as puts. We can do this as puts, which I love so much. All right. Let me take that all up on the screen. Feel free to go back like 10 seconds, take a screenshot of that, have it in your notes. And then also, what I want to get into especially is that I want to get into what is trading and how to begin as a beginner. So look. So, how do we begin trading? I'm going to break this down in a simple format. One, we need to watch YouTube, right? Watch YouTube. Simple as that. That's easy for anybody to do. But I don't want to say watch YouTube. I want to say learn, because that's a better terminology. You can have all the YouTube videos in the world, but if you're not applying it, then you're not actually doing good. The good example that I like to put this in is a basketball player. A basketball player, A1, D1 basketball player, is not going to sit there on their phone and be like, okay, layup, three-pointer, half court, like, then dribble through the legs. Like, they're not going to do that. They're going to be on the court and they're going to be training. That's why we got to be on the charts and we got to be training, right? Watch YouTube, learn. Let me add one more thing to this. 10 creators. Any 10 of your choosing. Okay? We're going to do that. Then we're going to open up a platform called TradingView. TradingView is your charts. It's going to tell you what's happening, when it's going to happen. That's this tool that I'm typing on right now. What I'm typing on right now is TradingView. See, those are my charts. That's the index. Those are my other stocks, etc. That's why I love TradingView so much, right? So we'll need TradingView, especially. We need TradingView for our charts. Then we need paper trading. This is what I love. Paper trading. Man, I can't tell you guys how much I love paper trading. Paper trading is fake money. Fake money, guys. No risk at all. But we can't treat it like it's fake money. So look at this. This is the TradingView paper trading account. I already have it logged in so I can show you guys. Account balance, $10,000. But if we go to the settings and we come down, let's see, where is it at? Reset account. All right, look, right there. We can change this account to a more reasonable account. 1,000. Now we have a $1,000 account. That is super realistic, right? Super, super realistic. So now we can trade with $1,000 of fake money. No risk involved. It's just a way for us to learn the market. We can learn the charts and we can apply what we know. Last thing I want to do is get into is when we're done with that and we have it all broke down. This was a key detail. 6 month period. The 6 month period is our learning period. It is our adaptation to the new environment we're evolving ourselves into. What I mean by that is Imagine you're a fitness person and you're going into a diet. You are not going to take off 1,000 calories off your diet. And especially, I'll give a good example, fasting. Why I believe fasting doesn't work is because you get burnt out so fast, so easily, right? We want to slowly increase our amount. We want to slowly keep a nice steady pace over a long period of time so we can see drastic change. We're not sprinting, guys. We're running a marathon. This is not a 100-meter dash. This is a marathon. Trading is a marathon, right? 6-month period, 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. That's all you need to get good at this. That's all you need. Just 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. No more, no less. You'll get burnt out or you'll get unmotivated. That's enough time for you to take time out of your day, sit down. This can be at any time during the day too. My favorite time is at night before you go to sleep, so you wake up with it fresh in your mind. Just 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. You'll hear a lot of people say, I grinded 5 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm the absolute best. I'm better than you. It only takes 15 minutes a day to be better than like the entirety of the world. You only need to do 15 minutes a day to be in the top 1% of people who actually want to learn and people that would benefit from their labor, right? 30 minutes a day to 1 hour, I believe, is the perfect sweet spot. It allows you to learn. It allows you to not get burnt out. It allows you to have a sense of fulfillment throughout the day. You will feel fulfilled whenever you study for 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. And you don't have to do any hardcore studying. Watch a YouTube video, write down what you learned. Journal. Write down what you know about trading and what you thought about it. So, the last thing I want to get into, let me just put a little indentation among these so it's easier for you guys to break apart. The last thing I want to get into is a brokerage. What is a brokerage? I'm not going to give you guys a textbook definition term. I'm going to just give you guys the simplest term possible. A brokerage is where the money making happens. Right, where the money making happens. Brokerage is where we buy and we sell our stocks. It's where we buy shares of companies. It's where we buy our contracts, our calls, our puts. It's where we place all our bets. Brokerages are really helpful. And my advice for anybody starting out, the best brokerage to get into is Webull. The reason why I love Webull so much, it is super beginner friendly. You don't have to worry about bright colors there's a bunch of bright colors, but you don't have to worry about really complex stuff and switching between a bunch of stuff. There's beginner friendly. There's so many tutorials on how to use Webull. I believe it is the best brokerage. However, for any beginner, when you get more into the space, you can start switching brokerages. My personal brokerage that I use is Webull. I also use Charles Schwab. Those are my brokerages that I use. And if you guys watch this video, I will give you a heads up. Stay tuned for June 2026. That is when we're getting into the prop firms. I won't get into prop firms that much deep in this video. You guys don't have to jot that down in your notes. You guys don't have to write that down. But stay tuned for that if you really want to learn trading. Right? So those are my key things. Watch a YouTube video. I would say like 10 creators, maybe even 5. You don't need that many. To build a strategy, you want to build a strategy. TradingView, we're going to use that for our charts. Paper trading, our fake money, that's what we're going to use to practice. 6-month period is our learning period where we're going to go in and we're going to study silently. We're going to study by ourselves. You don't have to put it out on the world that, oh yeah, I'm learning how to trade, yada, yada. Just keep to yourself, man. 30 minutes to an hour a day, minimum. That's all you need. Brokerage, once we get comfortable, we'll open up a brokerage and do that. Second thing, most importantly, I'm not going to write this down, but we need a job, man. Like the amount of people that you see getting into trading that just save up $500 and then blow it on their first account is actually like insane. The amount of people that are able to do that. And that's why I love the paper trading way. That way we can build a strategy of not having a gambler mindset and we can be confident going into the charts later on. But yeah, we need a job to have capital. And we need to be ready to lose capital. And that will segue into our psychology. Be ready to lose money. Now, I don't want this to be discouragement, right? I don't want you to hear this and be, all right, I'm not going to trade. I'm going to lose $500. I don't want to anymore. I'm not going to trade. All I'm saying is we're not 100%. We're not 1,000%. We're not 100% guaranteed to win every trade. We're going to have straight losing months. We're going to blow our capital. We're going to blow our fundings. We're going to blow everything. You're going to lose money, and that's just the life cycle. That's just the way of life. We lose and we win. You got to be ready to accept that loss early on so it doesn't hit you really hard. That's where we need good psychology is in that. And one thing that will really help is the paper trading account. Though you might not feel like it's real because it's not real money, but it's all in the brain, man. If you can trick yourself to being like, that's real money right there, then you will be 10 times better trader than anybody in this space. Having a good mindset. It's all about mindset. And that's why I love the 6-month period, so we can build up that mindset. The second thing that I want to get to in psychology is not get rich quick. If you have a $500 account, you'll probably be making $10 a day, realistically, right? This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a get rich quick side hustle, which a lot of people get discouraged about, and that's why they don't want to try it. But the reason why I would say you stick with it is that there's so many places to segue in trading that you don't have to do it for yourself. And what I mean by that is you may not be a high capital individual. You may not have a lot of money. But if you have the skill set to trade, you can help somebody who does have a lot of money, and you can make a percentage off that earnings. You know, this trading is not get rich quick. You're going to be, I would say, below $10,000 a month for your first 2 years. You 100% will be, right? And then when you break past that barrier and you reach a new step is when you start getting more capital through your profits, through fundeds, through payments, through transactions, through business deals. And then you will see that, all right, those 2 years that I dedicated as a low capital individual paid off for when I can be a high capital individual for the next 10 years, for the next 8 years, right? Talking about years, trading takes a lot of years. Lots of years. Trading is a long sport, man. Trading is a marathon. Say it once, say it twice. You will not get rich quick in the first 6 months. You will have a 6-month winning period, followed by a 2-year losing period. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It'll happen to every trader. It always has happened to traders. You have to be ready to learn and adapt that, okay, trading, I'm going to have to use it for 2 to 3 years in order to get good. Now, one of y'all might be thinking is like, I don't want to wait 2 to 3 years to be good. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Because the good thing about trading that I love is that the way we don't get burnt out, we don't take 100% of the trades we take. If what we know deep in our mind doesn't align to what we want to happen, we don't have to take that trade. We can just press X on the screen and we can walk away from the charts and we can come back tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow is always a new day for trading. It's always a new day for the markets, and it's a new day to make money. Trading has to be for you. Trading has to be for you. Trading is not for anybody. Trading wasn't a thing for me in the first 2 years of like getting into this sport. I've taken so many breaks from trading, and I've stepped fully away from trading. But what I will say is that anybody can trade. Anybody can trade. You just have to have the right mindset in order to trade. You have to accept it, and it's okay not to accept it, because at the end of the day, what works for me won't work for you, and what will work for you won't work for me. If you want to go try other side hustles, you can. My best advice, though, is if you want to do trading full time and it's something you really want to get into, use that 6-month period to find out who you are as yourself and who you want to be as a trader to set yourself up for the next 2 years going into trading. And think about it, if you're grinding trading hard enough for 2 years, eventually throwing it at the wall, it will stick. It will stick. And it stuck for me, right? I love trading, and I see myself doing it for my life. Like, I wouldn't say I do it for my whole life, because I don't believe this is a fully functioning source of income for the next 20 years, but well off the next 10 years, I could see it working, right? Trading has to be for you. It can't be for you. And trading is a resemblance of you. If you have a gambler mindset and you go into the charts with a gambler mindset, you're going to fail. You're going to blow all your money. You're going to blow all your accounts. You are a reflection of how you trade. Trading is a reflection of you. If you don't have good psychology and good discipline, you won't make it in this space. So, enough about that. Let's get into why. Why? Long-term growth. I believe you build a lot of discipline. You build a lot of integrity. You do it when nobody's watching. The days you fail in trading, you post your losses. If you're someone who wants to get into trading like that, and you're someone who wants to upload tradings consistently and you're posting your losses, I will say you are much bigger of a man than anybody in this space, because they will not put out their losses ever. Those people are too ashamed of what others think. But if you have the ability to broadcast that on the internet, and say you want to broadcast, you don't have to. You don't have to. But if you're the type of person that you want to start making content about trading and you want to post it and you post your losses, showing that you have the ability to outwardly confront your losses and embrace them will put you far farther than anybody else in this space. I 100% guarantee it. It's going to build long-term growth. It's going to build discipline, and then it's basically you'll learn yourself. You'll learn yourself. Trading is a reflection of you. You are a reflection of how you trade. The charts are so much more than money going up and down. It's about your risk manipulation. It's about your mindset going into it. Can you wake up at 8:30 in the morning every single day, Monday to Friday, and just sit there at the screen for 3 hours hoping you get something? Can you stay up at 2 hours a night learning what you did wrong that day? Can you understand the psychology of how money moves in the economy to benefit your trading? Can you learn news and all that? You learn who you are as a person, and you will eventually learn skills that will help you outside of trading as well. I have a bit of a bias towards trading because I grew up in the space, but I do believe trading is a good form of income. I 100% believe it. That's my thought in my mind, and I wouldn't shame any other group, right? AI marketing, AI dropshipping, AI ads, right? Regular ads, real estate, regular dropshipping, clothing brands, all yada yada yada, A to Z. No discouragement from any of them, because I know damn well some of those people make more money than I do, right? So I would never be someone to put another person down. But I love trading. I love it. As high as it has its downs. But at the end of the day, you go to sleep knowing I figured out what I did wrong and I know I'm going to do better tomorrow. That's why I love trading. This is my 4-step plan on trading. I'm going to make a little list of tools that we need. This is just the tools to trade. Trading View, YouTube, Webull, or I'm going to just put any brokerage. I'm going to just put Webull because I want you guys to start off with Webull. That's a good one. That's a good one, man. That's like a bread and butter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just need, Forex Factory. Almost forgot about that one. That's where we go to check our news for whenever we trade. That's what we do to go check news, but that's a whole nother video for a separate time. And I would say journal. Journal. Write down what you do. Write down what you learn. And it could be the simplest thing as I learned to not risk all my money. Because as long as you can open that journal one day and you can be like, that right there, the hours I put in, it'll psychologically think your mind into, you know what, I did good today. I did really good today. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Take a nice big screenshot of everything on the screen. Copy it down in your notes. Move this down a little bit for you guys so you can see it a lot better. But yeah, that's trading. That's all it is, man. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it really helped a lot of people. Let me know if you want more videos on the basics of trading in the future. And we can even go into small things, like we can go into puts and calls. We can go into who to watch. We can dive deep into the 6-month period. This is my step plan on how to begin trading for any beginner out there. And eventually you start seeing yourself go away from this plan and building your own, right? And that's the beauty of trading, you know. What works for you won't work for me. You probably heard me say it like 5 times this video. But trading is what you make it. You can make it as complicated or easy as you want, simply. But yeah, thank you so much for the video. Peace and love always, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this one, and I can't wait to get into the next trading video. See ya.